Hello, welcome to this week's Midweek Connection. My name is Todd Jordan. I serve as senior pastor here at Strawbridge United Methodist Church, and I am delighted that you've joined me. I have a question for you this week. Have you ever been thirsty? Have you ever been really thirsty? I remember a couple of times when I was a kid, growing up in the 70s, they didn't have bottled water everywhere. The way they have it now, it wasn't nearly as ubiquitous. And there were times where we would just have to wait till we had access to a drinking fountain or whatever. I remember one time we were on our way back, living in Ohio at the time, on our way back from Sandusky, Ohio, having been at Cedar Point, one of my favorite amusement parks ever. And I don't remember how long the drive was. Realistically, it was probably like a half hour, maybe 40 minutes. In my mind, as a kid in the first grade, it seemed like, 4 hours. And I remember on the trip, I was thirsty. I was so thirsty. I was like, Dad, I'm thirsty. And Dad's like, we'll be home soon. And you've done it before, you can do it again, right? And I don't know why we didn't just stop somewhere and get water, but we didn't. And I just remember thinking, I would do anything for a drink. I started to think, isn't that kind of how we're supposed to be with our soul? What if we were that thirsty for God's goodness? What if we were that thirsty for God's mercies? What if we were that thirsty for God's will in our life? Well, that's exactly where the psalmist wants us to be in Psalm 42. Hear these first few verses. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and behold the face of God? Have you ever found yourself longing for God as much as you've longed for something in this world? And what if that were the case? What if we were at the level of spiritual maturity where we actually desired what God would have us have, what God would have us receive, what God would give to us, as much as, or more so, than anything of this world? So think about a time when you were really thirsty, really hungry, really yearning for something, and then just ask yourself, what if spiritually I was in that place? What would my life look like? Because if we're that thirsty for God, guess what? We're going to go to God. God's going to show up and fill us. That's the promise. And imagine the difference that makes in your life. Imagine the difference that makes in our church. Imagine the difference that makes in our world. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Have a great week, and I look forward to worshiping with you this Sunday.